Good afternoon from Yami B TV. Wishing you all well. Sending loads of love as usual. Just finished travelling again. You know the story. I'll be travelling again after. Stronger by the day. A lot of you over the months, I give in. I sometimes give in. I give you everybody what they want, or what I know. And Manchester, the big fella, John, and of course Dezzy Noonan as well. Many questions, always asking me. Come on, Yami. What do you want to know? Well, I'll tell you. I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you. If I can remember it. But my memory is good. You know what it's like for incidents. It's quite good like that, isn't it? Like, but yeah. Anyway, I met the big fella in Long Long. It was love at first sight. Like it was with me and Tony. Like it was with me. It's always a connection. There's always somebody that you love, and it don't matter what side they're on or whatever who's mixing. You just feel that way for the person. You just got that mutual. There's something there. You know what I mean, all of you. So it was like that with the big fella. I was running around like a madman in them days. But he was my get out of jail card. I used to always sneak up for an hour because he's a lone solo warrior like Tony, like Rog, like the rest of them that we talk about. They don't mix in groups like that. Really, like me, I'm in the mix, we know. So I used to go up there and sit, chat, talk. One time, right, this is how deep the love was with me and John. Me and a man from East fell out on a mess about thing in the cell. We was play five again, see what he does? Wraps him, threw him on the bed, and he took it personally, murdered from East, right? And he ain't no joker, seriously. So he got up, but the big fella's friend as well. So he went to draw, I went to draw, but the big fella backed, put his hand across like that, like to push him back, and it kind of hurt him to like push him for me, basically. You see what I mean? Stop the fight. Right, good, I'm glad now. I wouldn't have wanted that. I would have been messy, really messy. But that was the kind of love that I had for him and he had for me, if you get what I mean. Because that murd was his friend too. So one day, right, on one of those afternoons or evenings or whatever, I went into the cell and he'd just come off the phone, not the prison phone, one of those funny phones, I think, saying, right? And he was talking about Dezzy Noonan, right? So I had a lot of stuff over the years, obviously, I have, with all sides. I know, like the so called me an encyclopedia, Neil, please, Neil. But I don't want to get in no trouble for anything, so I just try and keep it as simple as possible. But I only remember what I remember. And I know he was emotional that day. I said, what's wrong, John? He said to me, yeah, Dezzy, yeah, he's got off the phone. It does a lot for me, since I've been away. I said, I thought he was different side, like I got a little bit of confusion kind of thing. No. I love Dezzy, nah. First met him, I think they met first, the Bullrings from early 80s. That would have been before the two Pauls Cheatham at Salford. Before, mutual respect, different, not on the same side, but liked each other basically, straight away. So, sometime later, I think, Cypress Tavern, Manchester City Centre, Dezzy's outside having a fight, a straightener. Another geezer comes from behind and tries to stab him in the back. The big fella, John, boxes his hand, drops the knife and says, no, let them fight fairly. The kid just walked off, right? So, then I think sometime later, months later or something, they met again in the so I can't remember everything in Manchester. But I know it was whom again. And they shook hands, but they never spoke about the incident. But you don't in that life, you know how it is. It's just, all right, you did that for me kind of thing. That's the kind of way, that's how it used to go. You don't say, I did this for you and I did that for you and that kind of, good point. So, yeah. But sometime after that, I think, obviously they kept in contact. Well, over those years, he looked after John and everything in there. I know John had a special soft spot for him. And then obviously that McIntyre thing came out, but that's a different story altogether. But I think more the case that John, because there's mix up over that McIntyre thing. I don't know all the politics over it, but I know one thing for definite: there was more murders in Hume in that time by square mile than the Bronx in America. Uncle Yamin, if I get in trouble for saying it, good. And I'm telling you, truthfully, it's a mad time, mad time. There's some stories over the years, man. My head aches with stories, from what I've heard. Like you think about it realistically. Obviously, I can't say, but I know that the love that the big man had for him, and the McIntyre thing, he didn't agree with. I know himself. It's the same thing. You love someone, they do something that's the underworld that none of us agree with, but you still love the same person. You don't want no one to slag them off, so you still back them. You see what I mean? And then he had to go through all that as well in prison. He put someone in hospital over that as well. But that's how they met. So if that gives you some little bit of insight into a bit of Manchester history, I think I'm spot on with that.